Now today we lowered the forks on the R1. A small amount, but sometimes a small amount makes a big difference in handling. In this case, it made a small amount of difference in handling. I had done this before, but not this amount. I had done it an inch, and in the past, now it's a half an inch. In the past, I wasn't real happy with it. I had different handlebars on the bike and stuff. But with the bars that are on the bike now and a half inch of lowering, it seemed like it was a very good compromise, in fact. And it turned in a little bit nicer. And again, these are subtle changes. And an experienced rider would know the difference. A beginner, maybe not. So the pattern lately has been, and it's a good pattern, it's supposed to rain this afternoon, be cool in the morning and hot in the afternoon. Every morning this is the same, and we've been getting a lot of rides in, but you never know when our luck is going to run out. But I did a couple of things to the R1. I was hoping I could get a ride today. If it rains or pours, I have other projects to work on. But the problem is when you're a farmer, and Karen is turning me into a farmer here, I'm going to be buying tractors instead of bikes. We have so much fun with these vegetables. I hope you enjoy sharing this little adventure a couple minutes every day. That garden, it started out to be little pots on our back porch. It's taken over the whole property. And thanks to Nanda Navolo, we probably have 500 zinnias on the property. It's just unbelievable. And we've given a ton of them away. Now, there's only one thing could be better. If we had a bigger garage, it would be so convenient. But you know what? It's a small burden to pay. It's just like the fish. Every day when I feed them and they bite me and splash me, but they are so much fun. So I got to get the fish, the birds, the giraffe, feed everybody, have breakfast, check the final weather, clean the bike up, and I'll show one other thing I did before I go feed the fish. Now on the MT-09 I've been experimenting with lowering the forks, and that has worked. I've been real happy the way that's worked out. So without further ado last night I came out and lowered the R1. Now I have had the R1 lowered. I've actually had it lowered more than that even. But what happens now is because I have handlebars on it instead of clip-ons, I'm limited to that amount. But even that amount, the bike will turn in a little bit quicker. And if I don't like it, the good news with all of this stuff is you can always put it back. So as I'm getting more and more ride time on these lowered forks, I'm thinking, well, this is another candidate. He'd be easy to do. You know, you cannot do a GS because it has the air. I tried lowering that already. That didn't work. But the 650 could be a candidate, and well, you just never know. So we'll get a couple of rides on that and see how we like it. Now don't forget, this bike has a lowering link too, so that tends to make it more level. Well, it doesn't really matter. It's a personal taste thing. And the shorter you make it, if it doesn't hit anything, it's going to turn into the corners faster, and it's got to suit your riding style. And the only way I'll know is a couple of 100 miles from now. Okay, who's hungry this morning beside me? Oh, look at that. What a surprise. Hungry fish. What a surprise. I wouldn't have guessed it in a million years. All right, we got any pickles in there?
We have one round cucumber.
One round pickle.
Look at this, a cucumber. It's round.
So we have one round, of course it's a cucumber, one round pickle. Our favorite thing, the fuzzy grass is growing in a garden, right alongside the zucchini. Now look, this is really true. You're going to fight your way down into the zucchini plant. Look, there's a zucchini that's bigger than the biggest Godzilla we've had so far. Oh my God, look at the size of this thing. Look at this one, Karen.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, look at that. Zucchini-zilla number 3. Holy crow. So look at the difference. We got one, this is a future cucumber to become a pickle, and a zucchini the size of a wheelbarrow here. We have truly been harvesting every day. Not one day goes by we don't get a bucket of veggies.
I can't get it all.
How many string beans you got there?
Only a handful.
You got a handful today? We've been eating string beans
Wait,
too.
look at these tomatoes.
You got some, and there's big tomatoes over here. Pretty soon they're all going to be coming up orange here. They're starting to turn already. The only thing a little slow here in the garden is the kohlrabi.
I know, because
it's going to come.
You don't think so? Oh, every day we get another bucket. It's just unbelievable how much we're getting. Karen's allium is starting to bloom now. You just can't imagine how much fun we're having out here every day with these plants. And after all the farm chores are done and all the zucchini are picked and Godzilla comes out, God, we are having such a time with that garden. Time to clean the bike up. We want to get out and test those forks, and I want to try to do it on a wide variety of roads. One final check of the weather, and we will be ready to get out on the open road. It sure looks cloudy early here today. I don't know if that's a bad omen or what. And after an extra cup of coffee, the final weather check. It's chance of rain. What a surprise. We're heading out anyway. So I start off knowing that the lowered forks are going to give me a little quicker steering entering the turn, and I've tried to pick some back roads with a lot of really tight twists. Now when we were up by lake, facing lake here, the wind started blowing like a storm was coming in. It was so loud I couldn't hear the microphone. One of our goals is over the winter time to get a quick shifter for this bike. I know they're pricey and I know they're not plug and play, but this is a bike that really could use one. Be a lot of fun. Got a combination of the sprock and a Regina chain that Glad got me. This seems to be lasting way longer than some of the aftermarket chains I've had. It's a good quality chain. Now, I'm never really quite sure about these aftermarket chains, but I've had several Reginas. Some of them have lasted a lot longer than others, and boy, it's the mystery meat of motorcycling. That doesn't look like the sun's going to come out at all today. I think we got a totally cloudy day going on here. sadly, for some part of this ride, a good part of the ride, the wind was howling, and the sound wouldn't even come out on the Canon camera, which is very typical. All I got was wind noise on some of the still pictures and some of the short videos. So the only way I can get rid of that reasonably with the Canon camera is to just do a voiceover. There's some beautiful homes in this area. Boy, you just can't go wrong. What a nice area to ride. And not much traffic out here today. Boy, we're like life after people once again. Beautiful low traffic area. Now I'm really spoiled because the MT-09 has that quick shifter, and boy, when this bike doesn't, and boy do I miss it. This bike does not have traction control either, and I hope I never miss that. Well, it's nice and cool, that's for sure. I don't think this day is going to warm up any warmer than it is right now. We've hit a patch of nice, cool weather. And anybody that's got a Crossplane knows that motor is just one torquey beast. And I just love listening to this Crossplane engine. Just when you back off the gas, it's got a nice rumble, a nice sound. Now it's amazing to me how many things this bike and the MT-09 have in common, and one of them is that wide power band, torque down low. They unnecessary to shift gears when you pass somebody. It's great. Well, we're celebrating 12 years with the R1. It's just more enjoyable every time I ride it. Well, a little bit of sun every once in a while, but basically it's a cloudy day. Now, because this bike does not have traction control, I'm always a little cautious, more cautious than I would be with the MT-09 about hitting little sand spots, little slippery spots in the road, etc. So as I'm coming back down the mountain through Faison Lakes, I always like to stop and look at this guy's house. I wonder what kind of view he has of a lake. Pretty cool here, and it's a place I have to ride through past these 2 lakes or 3 lakes to get to my favorite riding areas most times. And with the wind, as this day went on, the wind just kept kicking up and getting worse, and it got cloudy, and I thought for sure, absolutely for sure, the sun was not going to come out, and I was going to get my my leathers wet. Now, once I get a few more miles on the lowered forks, they do exactly the same thing they did on the MT-09. And by having them lower just a little bit, the bike turns in just a little bit quicker. And again, it's a subjective thing. And after I've had it done on the R1, I had it done before. And I think I lowered them a lot more than that because I didn't have the handlebars on. But anyway, it's a good thing to try. And the great news is, if you don't like it, you put it right back. And as usually happens, the sun comes out on the way home. I'm 30 miles from home, and the sun comes out. Well, anyway, Karen will have the coffee ready. So for me, the test day was a total success. I now have a little over 100 miles on the lowered forks. I can't lower them anymore unless I change the bar spacers. And I can do that, of course, but it's made a very slight difference in the way the bike turns in. And again, I say, a guy that's only been riding a couple of years might not even notice the difference. A person that's been riding many, many years on many, many different motorcycles, I'm sure can pick up subtle little differences on the way it handles. So, but it's a subjective thing. Now, a lot of people don't like a bike that turns in quickly. A lot of people like that, they call it's on rails. Well, on the rides that I go on, I don't want the bike to be on rails because there's dead animals in the road and potholes and chuck holes and you never know. People falling off bicycles in front of you. So I like that quick turn in. But again, I would say it's the equivalent thing of when you have a car where you have adjustable steering, where you can make the steering quicker or slower. A lot of people like it quicker. A lot of people like it slower. Same thing this bike has, and so does the MT-09, has throttle. So you can have a real quick throttle, and some people like a little softer throttle for certain conditions. It's all subjective, and it's all good. Now, it's one of the things that as I've gone many, many years riding motorcycles, the best thing of all is to have it adjustable. And this bike, very adjustable, easy to make these changes. And of course, the good news, the best news of all, you can always put them back. So I do enjoy going on the rides. I enjoy editing the video. And thank you guys so much for watching. We do try to post something motorcycle related every day. So hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.